150 volunteers came through between 5:45 and about 3 o'clock this morning, and that's been the pace regularly as they search. And it is a difficult area to traverse. This is timberland country, and so you have trees that have been shed for timber. You have stumps. Some of those stumps have rotted. So you have sinkholes, gullies, ravines. You have water in the area. This is a very rough, rugged area to traverse through. And the way that it has been described to me that the events were taking place is the grandmother and the two children were out for a walk in this area. And as you're walking along, the children run ahead, they run behind you, they're running around. You know they're there, but you're not consciously watching every move because there's no danger in the area. And so it was under these type of circumstances that Noah disappeared.
Michael Quander joining us. What is the temperature tonight? Is it actually going to be 8 degrees?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cold. Last night it got as cold as 15 degrees out here, and they're also expecting a possibility of sleet, maybe some flurries out here, and so it's a very big concern about where this little boy could be, and for volunteers that could be going back out to search tonight.
Michael, how far away was the grandmother, Noah, age 2, the sister, age 4, from the family home? Because they had gone into the woods to go just hiking around, a little nature walk. These are very young children. He's just 2. How far had they gotten from the home when he goes missing?
Well, you know, they also had, this is another detail that we're still waiting to get clear information from the sheriff on. They have not told us exactly how far the distance was away from the home, and exactly when the grandmother, I guess, realized and reported this. We were told that she reported it around 1:19 Thursday afternoon, and so you have to imagine that it was still daylight out there, and they still were not able to find him.
You know, this is getting extremely murky to me, Keith Shirley, the news director, 101.5. Keith, because she reports the child missing at 1:19. I imagine that she tried to do her own search when she realized he was gone. Why were the children with the grandmother that day?
The children were dropped off that day with the grandmother, we are told, because the mother was going shopping. It was not uncommon for the grandparents to have the children and for the children to visit there. It was not uncommon. It was an unusually warm day that day. It was 61, 62 degrees, and this is a farm, and again, it's rural area, so it's not like you're leaving and there's a nature park behind you. This is rural, rugged territory.
So this is really like just going outside, and they are playing in the woods behind the home. Back to you, Mike, Keith Shirley, do you know why they're not getting the detail as to how far away from home the baby goes missing?
Well, I think that would be a difficult question to answer because there wasn't a particular point, from what I understand, where the baby goes missing. It's not like there's a point where you say, okay, now the child is missing. If you're out in your yard and you're playing with your children and you look up and you see them and they're playing and they run in and they run out, there's no real point that you go, they're missing, because they're just in the backyard playing.
I know, but if I'm with them, I know where I am when I realize the child is missing. I mean, to this day, I remember in Babies R Us when I looked around and I didn't see John David, my son, okay? Of course, he had just gone one row over, but I can remember rooted to my spot when I looked both ways and he wasn't there. So I can't understand why we can't put our finger on where the baby was, where the grandmother was, when the child goes missing. Let me ask you this. Keith Shirley, have scent dogs, tracking dogs been called in?
The best of dogs and every resource that is available, not just in Tennessee, but in the southeast and around the country have been brought in. State officials, Tennessee wildlife officials, Department of Corrections officials that track escaped convicts, federal officials have come in to help and interview people. There have been every resource in the area that is available, helicopters from the military personnel, a plethora of services on the ground.
Well, there's trails all over the area, and was on the trail when he went missing. We have searched all around those trails. I wouldn't be afraid to say there was hundreds of miles of trails.
Good morning, sunshine. 23 minutes past the hour now. I want to say good morning to you.